So there I was on a cold winter day. As I stared out the window, I couldn't help but to feel like I was held captive. There was such an overwhelming desire to find freedom that I couldn't ignore it any longer. In that moment, I knew it was time to search out what real freedom is. I had always heard a story of an island called Freedom, and with a quick Google search, I would find just what I'm looking for. The island of Eleuthera, which stems from the Greek word eleutheros, meaning free, is one of the brightest jewels in the archipelago of the Bahamas. This seems to be just the place that my soul was longing for. In my search to find freedom and to understand what this island is all about, I would need to first start in the place where it all began. The place that those who were in search for freedom would take refuge so many years ago.
As I wait for a phone for my words, yeah, my mind's a mess. When you're in that dress, glad you're home.
Wow, what a place to be shipwrecked. This would have been a blessing to be able to find after being shipwrecked here on a desert island. It's incredible, perfect place to be.
Stay with me and never leave. You walked into my life and I am glad you came. When you're not around, I feel broken. Glad you came. Glad you came.
Many years ago, there was a people that had a desire to be free. And when they had that desire, it overcome their fears of what lied out there. And so they took the leap of faith and they sailed off from Bermuda in search of a place that they could find freedom. And what a hope and an encouragement it is actually even for today, that if you have a desire for freedom and you're willing to take the leap, you can still find that place of freedom. And you can embrace it and know that even if you face a storm and the devil tries to take you out on his backbone, then God will give you a shelter from the storm and find a place of refuge that you can be free.
When you're not around, I feel broken. Glad you came. Glad you came.
If you ever wondered where the most narrow place on earth is, well, you'll find it right here on the island of Eleuthera. It's a beautiful place. It's a staple of the island, and when you come see it, you'll realize that two worlds collide. When I say two worlds collide, I mean it collides with a violent force, because on one side, you have the deep blues of the Atlantic, and on this side, you have the beautiful waters of the Caribbean, and it comes together, and with a violent force. It's actually so violent that back in the 1940s, the hurricane come through and actually destroyed the natural land bridge that used to be here, and it had to be rebuilt. It's obviously been rebuilt multiple times throughout the years, but this used to be a natural land bridge just like we have back home in Kentucky. As you look on this side, you see the deep blue waters and the rage of it. Sometimes even in the wintertime, the waves could be so violent here that these cliffs right here are actually about 60 feet tall, and the waves will actually crash over these rock formations and across this bridge, and that's what knocked it out back in the 1940s. Sometimes during the wintertime, they actually have to close this bridge off because the waves get so violent, and it actually will sweep cars across this bridge down through here and over into the ocean. If you look at this side, you'll see the shallow waters of the Caribbean. From here to Nassau is about 80 miles, and the depth ranges from about 20 to 10 feet the whole way. It's not very deep, it's very shallow the whole way, but this is where you get the beautiful waters of the Caribbean on this side and the deep blues of the Atlantic on this side. Queen's Bath. And I'm gonna try to get over here to show you all Queen's Bath, but the Atlantic is really raging today. I don't know if I can get over there. It's kind of sketchy right now, but sometimes you gotta do it for the shot. I'm gonna try to get over there and time these waves correctly, because I could get washed out of here. Hopefully not. These waves are huge. So the Queen's Bath is a natural hot tub that the water comes up over here in the daytime and the sun begins to heat it up, and you can come down here and lay in it just like a normal hot tub. That's why they call it the Queen's Bath. It's wild being down here with the waves as crazy as they are, but it's still pretty cool to come see. See the caves back here where the water is washed out and carved out in the rocks. It's even rages to the point that it actually gets up in here. As you can see the pools of water that's up in here as well. So I think I'm gonna try to get out of here as quick as possible. It don't look too safe being down in here. The winter time, the Atlantic side of the island can be very vicious.
Good morning and welcome to the Sunset Cove. I'm Stephanie. Are you here to check in?
So hi, Miss Stephanie. Thank you for sitting down with me.
Oh, you're welcome.
I just had a few questions to ask you about the island. Like, what is it about this island that just makes people want to come here and like it's so vibrant?
I would say the sense of freedom.
Yeah, there is. Like I noticed myself, like when I got here, like that weight of on your shoulders of all the stress just instantly went away. And like most people, when they first get here, they automatically want to stay here. Like most people don't want to leave, and well, most people try to buy property here. So it's just that freedom. It takes all the stress away. It's amazing how that actually does that. But so the island was established because of freedom. So what makes the place so free?
In today's society right now, in the times that we're living in, coming here, there is no traffic, as you must have noticed by
Yes.
now. And there isn't a traffic light, and you don't see signs all over the place prohibiting you from doing
Right.
just even the simple things that in other countries you try to do, and there is a sign saying you cannot do that, you cannot go there. But here in the Bahamas, in Eleuthera in particular, you get that sense of freedom going about, and it seems as if time stands still.
Exactly.
Even though we're in 2025, it's the same way it was back in the 80s.
So, like, I've been to Nassau a few times, and the the atmosphere here is completely different than Nassau. Like in Nassau, it's rush, rush, rush. Like there's no way I would drive in Nassau because it's so chaotic. But it's like chaotic almost everywhere you go. It's a beautiful place, but there's people everywhere. And the one thing that I've noticed about here is even when you go to the beaches, you're free because they're almost empty. You can do almost whatever you want. There's no one yelling at you, screaming at you, and there's no one always trying to tell you what to do or anything of that nature. You just really truly feel free anywhere that you go, and that is amazing to actually find a place. I tell people all the time, it's like if you've only been to Nassau, you've never experienced the real Bahamas,
I
because
agree.
you have to go to the out islands in order to experience the real Bahamas. Like Eleuthera, Exuma, I think Eleuthera gets overlooked a whole lot, in my opinion, because you see a lot about Exuma, you see a lot about Nassau, but you don't really hear a lot about Eleuthera, which is probably a good thing and a bad thing because it's not overcrowded. Like I've been to several beaches so far, and you might see one or two people if you're lucky. But the freedom here, like you said, driving down the road is like, yeah, there's no stop signs, there's no hardly any speed limit signs, and you will see people pass by you, but it's still safe, but you just it's a different feeling when you don't actually have to obey everything. Like it's just there's just no, like you said, there's no signs, no laws, and but it just makes you feel free. And there's something about from the moment you land till the time you leave, like you just the stress is gone. You don't realize how many laws and stuff we have to obey, and how often there's like signs that says don't do this, don't do that, and we think in America how free we are, but we're literally told to do everything. Like everything we do, there's somebody telling us how to do it, what to do it, when to do it. But here you just go at your own time, at your own pace. And I didn't even bring a watch with me because I was like, I don't even want to look at time. And now that I'm here, I'm glad I didn't bring my watch because I don't even know what time it is half the time. I know when it's almost getting ready to get dark, but still yet, there's still so much to do. And you don't have to just, be in your home at dark. So, yeah, what makes the culture here so different too? Because I can tell like the people here seem to be a little bit more different than in Nassau. Not saying that Nassau was bad, but people here seem to be a little bit more friendly too with the culture.
Yes, and Luther, well, it's the island way, the island life, I guess. You go into a store, you say good morning, you see people driving down the road. I don't know if you've noticed people waving at you.
Yeah, I have.
And people say hi. If you go into a store and you meet people, then you don't speak, people take offense. So I don't know, there is a sense of the way life was in the Bahamas way back in the day when my grandparents were little and the way they were brought up. And I've noticed that in Nassau. When I go to Nassau, I see that people are straying away from that way of life, the way that people are on the islands. And also there is more a sense of community on the islands, and here in Eleuthera in particular, where you help each other
Right.
and you look out for each other. If I see something going on in your property, I'm going to let you know. I'm not, and I've noticed that in Nassau, in the big city, Nassau, Grand Bahama, people sort of more or less mind their own business.
Right.
So it's not I'm my neighbor's keeper anymore. But on the island, we still have that sense of community, and then also a sense of sharing. Also, if I know that you are you're going through a tough moment, you can always find a plate of food.
Right. Like Eleuthera, I've noticed is like there is a lot of non-native Bahamian people here who just want to move here and stay here, and they all seem to be welcomed. Like, and everybody seems to get along. Like I haven't seen, like normally when you travel different places, you always encounter someone who's rude or someone who just don't like they don't want you there, like
Right.
because they don't want foreigners there. But Eleuthera has a different feeling. Like you always feel welcomed. Like it don't matter whether you're going into a grocery store or just meeting someone on the street, everybody is welcoming. Like they want actually you to be here. So they don't treat you like you're an outsider. They really
Right.
embrace everybody that comes here. And I think that is an amazing thing. And that truly makes you feel at home. Like you don't feel uneasy, you don't feel unsafe, and you can just drive down the road or walk down the road and meet people, and you don't have to worry about it because they're all embracing. And I think that is really a cool thing about Eleuthera.
Yes. And about people being welcoming foreigners. We've always been accustomed to having foreigners in the Bahamas and in Eleuthera in general, because of course, as you know, in the Bahamas we work a lot with tourism.
Right.
But on Eleuthera, compared to other islands and compared to listening to what the guests tell me, that the people on Eleuthera have a different degree of friendliness, and also of being very helpful, and it's genuine.
It is.
It's genuine.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm being kind to you and going the extra mile because I'm hoping that, okay, I'm going to get something out of it. It's genuine.
That is true. It is extremely genuine, because you can tell when someone's putting
Right.
on a front.
Yes.
But here, people are truly genuine. Like I was actually in one of the convenience stores yesterday, and the woman behind the counter was just having fun and aggravating the guy that was there. And she's like, "Oh, I apologize that you went through." I'm like, "Oh, honey," I was like, "Listen, you don't have to apologize for it." I was like, "I understand it. You were just having fun." And I was like, but she felt like, "I'm so sorry," and it was such a genuine apology. And I was like, you don't have to do that, but they felt that way, and I think that's awesome. But well, I appreciate you sitting down here with me and giving me the interview. And if you want a place to stay here in Eleuthera, come to the Sunset Cove. It's been an amazing stay, and you will not regret it.
Check out the Man Snack Shack.
Welcome to Mel Snack Shack, where you can come and get food, swing on swings, or even play in the ocean. It's a great atmosphere, amazing place to eat. The food here is amazing. You can play here with your kids while you're waiting on your food, and eat your food and still play. She's an amazing woman. She's a great cook. I highly recommend you checking out Mel Snack Shack. Listen, if you're on Eleuthera and you're looking for a place to eat, you cannot pass up Mel Snack Shack. These homemade chicken tenders are some of the best I've ever eaten. They will give Chick-fil-A a run for their money. They're absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how she does it, but they're just absolutely delicious. I've eaten a few different restaurants on the island, and they're pretty good, but I always keep coming back here for these chicken tenders. These are a staple and magnificent. You have to come here. You have to try it. I mean, where else can you get homemade chicken tenders, fries, with this beautiful ocean here behind me? It's just incredible. Come to Mel Snack Shack. Come to Eleuthera. You will not regret it. So some of the places here on Eleuthera, the roads can be quite off-roading, if you know what I'm saying. But don't let that deter you, because some of these places can lead you to the most amazing places you've ever seen. So don't be hesitant to take some of these trails. They seem a little bit rough, but I promise you, you can make it. So it looks like this is as far as I can go by car, so I'll have to walk from here. There is nowhere else in the world that you will find beaches that are this beautiful and yet this empty. Look at this place. It's called Twin Cove Beach here on Eleuthera. It's two different coves over there that the waves cross over the middle part there. Absolutely stunning. If you're in Eleuthera, you definitely got to check out Twin Cove Beach. Listen, there's nowhere else in the world that you can take your car and drive up to a random beach in the middle of nowhere, throw up a hammock, find a fresh coconut, and just sit back and enjoy the day like I am right now. This is what true freedom feels like, and you'll only find that here on Eleuthera. So if you're traveling south down the Queens Highway and you come through Rock Sound, don't forget to stop off and check out this ocean hole. It's 600 feet deep. It's a natural ocean hole. You can actually take a cool swim if you want to. Just jump right off this ledge, right over there. There's a ladder to get back up. You can place to cool off while you're traveling south. So when you get to this point, you want to think this is as far as you can go. This is the end, but not quite. You got to go just a little bit further. But I mean, it's almost inviting to stay here and think this is as far as I want to go. And look at this place. But I promise you, you want to go just a little bit further. Go that extra little bit and you'll see things that it's just miraculous. Just follow me and I'll take you up this little short hike. Are you still with me? It's been a long, hard journey. The journey's almost over. We're almost to the end. It's just a short walk through this vegetation and you'll find something that your eyes won't even believe. Come along with me. Sometimes the road less traveled might seem tough, but if you follow those trails, it will take you to places that you never imagined you can go. Don't be deterred because it's hard. You can make it. Are you still with me? We're almost there. You ready to see it? This is Lighthouse Point, the southernmost part of Eleuthera. If you start at the north and come all the way south, this is the final place in Eleuthera that you can come. And this, by far, to me, is the most beautiful place of Eleuthera. If this is the only reason you come, I promise you, you cannot skip this. This right here is worth it all. You look around, you see the coral that's out here. This coral only grows here. This is the only place in the world that this coral right here actually grows. They call this Lighthouse Point because of this lighthouse that you see back here. But just take a look around. Look at the blues. The colors of the water here at Lighthouse Point is magical. It's unbelievable. Just look around here. Those are multiple little islands that go out that way. Lighthouse Point is breathtaking. It's probably the most beautiful place I've ever seen in the world. It's just, you don't ever want to leave this place. There's just something spiritual and something magnificent about standing here on top of a cliff overlooking the water. Look, your eyes sometimes don't even believe what they're seeing, but this place is just magical. The thing that makes the Bahamas so beautiful, and this white sand and the colors of the water, is because the Bahamas is not actually volcanic in nature. Most of the islands in the world are made by volcanoes, but the Bahamas is not. The Bahamas was created from dust and sand that blew up into the atmosphere from the Sahara Desert that crossed the Atlantic and fell here. The coral that's here actually feeds off of the sand and the nutrients in the sand from the desert, and that's what actually happened and created the Bahamas, and that's why you see these beautiful beaches. To me, the Bahamas has some of the most beautiful beaches you will ever find, especially right here on Eleuthera. Do not skip this place. You have to come see it. You won't believe what you're seeing. This is the lighthouse here at Lighthouse Point. It's been closed off now because the floors on the inside have deteriorated to the point that it's probably not safe to go in. But the remnants of this lighthouse, I think it was commissioned in 1903 and decommissioned in 1993. So it was in use for about 90 years here on the southern tip of Eleuthera. You only find hidden gems like this here in the Bahamas. This is incredible. As I stood there overlooking the ocean on my last day there, a sad reality began to set in. I realized I would never be more free than I was right here in this moment.